Hi! Welcome to my new home. As you know already, I have been playing with this idea of getting a new, bigger van. And because after 2.5 years of living in Little Beluga, I think I braved it enough to say, hey, I know what it is to live in a minivan full-time. So yeah, it was not a weekender or something you use occasionally to go camping somewhere. Little Beluga was my actual home. So I learned how to be maybe stuck in a windstorm or a rainstorm for days and days and days inside of a minivan. So I think I passed that test. But the main test was with myself. Do I like the life? Do I like being in front of a mountain, in front of a lake, for days and days on end, and just doing nothing but communicating with nature or reading or, that kind of thing? Do I like that? Yes, indeed. Would I choose that over and over again? Yes, indeed. I also learned that I don't like to be stealth in cities. I prefer nature. But the point is, I really wanted to have something bigger so I can move inside of my van. This is a 1998 Dodge Ram van, and it was converted by a company called Regency. So they did carve the R in all the wooden details and outside and everywhere, because what I've learned is these companies like Regency, they would buy the van from Dodge or other manufacturers, and they would convert them to a passenger seat van. So they would put, in this case, very nice, very high quality leather seats and electric windows, electric mirrors, air conditioning, lots of very fine wood and wood details. I mean, it is loaded with amazing things, and I have to give you the first disclosure of the day. I am poor, so I cannot afford buying a ProMaster, a $150,000 loaded with all technicalities type of new rig. I cannot even afford buying a $50,000 one, or a $40,000 or a $30,000. So, and if you keep going down in price, all the beautiful little things, they are probably not that beautiful and not so convenient. So I went around that in another way. So I thought, okay, if I get something that was extremely luxurious in 1998, I will be buying something that in those years cost the equivalent of $150,000, because I don't know how much these ones were, but I am pretty sure they were expensive in those years. You have amazing leather, first quality leather seats that you can detach and you can recline and you can move around. So many details, so many things that are probably lost already. And I am a museum type of person. I do value the artistry of the past, because the way they built this conversion is mind-blowing. There are so many beautiful, at this point, historical details in this van. I fell in love with it. All the I mean, everything is amazing. There are things that don't work anymore, like, for example, a cassette player. I don't care. I can change the radio. I can put a new DVD or USB, whatever type of sound I need. But it has so many amazing things. So that was the first criterion I followed to choose this one. It is big enough inside. It is beautiful if you like that type of construction and the value of those historical things. I am so glad nobody stripped all these beautiful things out of this van, because everything works like it did when it was a luxurious thing in 1998. And there are many other advantages to it. My friends Crystal and Joy, they have similar vans and they love them. So that alone was a lot of value to me, because I know what they are able to do in their vans. And I thought, yep, that is what I want. And Crystal came with me to visit this one in the town of Lubbock in Texas. I think I butchered the name, but Lubbock, I don't know, in Texas, where we found it. And she tested the van first. She drove it, because my logic was, I've never driven one of these, so I have no idea what to look for. And she's more familiar with those things, and she's very intelligent. So she went on a little tour. Then I learned she actually took the highway and came back. In the meantime, the guy who was showing us this, he was so confused. He says, but who is going to drive it, you or her? I said, no, both of us are going to. I don't need to explain that. So I think at this point, Crystal should be the godmother. And the godfather is going to be Tim, but I will tell you why. So then the negotiations started. We went to Lubbock with Crystal. We came back. We made it back to camp in Abilene very late at night. She made a very funny short about that. I will link it in the description of this video. I recommend it. So we went back to camp, and I kept on thinking, because we saw two more, one with Tim, the other one with Crystal, and I didn't like them at all. They were destroyed. They were not taken care of. So I kept on thinking that I really liked this one. And they were very motivated to sell. They said, this has to go, make an offer. Okay, perfect. So when the Lollapalooza was over, I drove to Lubbock to stay there for a few days to see what I could do. So the first day I got there, I asked the owner if they could meet me at a mechanic's garage that I chose with the van. And I told the mechanic what the intention was, to buy it, but I told him, listen, I would love this van to work for me, so if there is something really bad that is going to make my life super difficult, I'm not going to buy it. But if it is something simple that maybe I can negotiate with the seller, please let me know. So the seller came, and by the way, huge shout out to the mechanic in Lubbock, Excellent Automotive. They were amazing. And by the way, you have the best beard in Texas. Indeed, beautiful beard. They were so nice and honest. They almost disassembled the van. They checked everything, and I thought, because I could hear the hammering, and I thought, oh, they are going to find so many problems. And that was not the case. They came back and they were amazed. They said, the transmission is new, this is new, this is new, this is new, this is new. I don't even remember the names of the things, but apparently everything, the brakes, I don't know, so many things. The tires have 60% life still in them. So everything was perfect. The only problems we agreed the seller was going to pay for was the air conditioner was totally empty. There was no Freon there, and that alone was several hundreds. So they paid for that. The passenger lock doesn't work, and Jason was able to make it work. And what other thing? Oh, there was a small oil leak, but he said, I don't find it. It must be very small and not in a very important place. Check it out, keep an eye on it. They could have make me fix 10 different things. No. So I did ask them to remove the one seat behind the passenger seat and the leather sofa that you can convert from sofa to bed, because I knew I was not going to use that. So I told them, hey, you keep them in the garage, put an ad on the marketplace on Facebook, and you sell it and make some extra, because they were so nice, and I honestly was not going to use those. The idea with this one is to put a swivel base on it. That is a little unusual with camper conversions, because usually all of us build kind of a kitchen or something like this here. I don't want to touch all the beautiful wooden structures the van has. I want to preserve it as it is because I love it, and I really want this seat to swivel so I can sit in front of these two doors and look at the valley in front of me or the mountain or whatever it is. I really want to enjoy that in the afternoons, because this chair is high quality. It is extremely comfortable, and I wanted a bigger van so I could have a nice chair where to put my bones in. It came with a chair, so I am super happy. The passenger seat will also have a swivel base underneath. So the idea is to turn the passenger seat pointing towards this center area. This chair is also going to swivel facing the center area, and a third person can sit on the bed, and we will have a nice gathering here if it is raining outside or if it is super cold as it was in Abilene. I really want to have a place where to meet with my friends. I think friendship on the road is one of those amazing things that happen to a nomad. So I really want to use it for that. It's a gathering place. Or if I am working here, editing videos, this is my new living room. I want to prioritize this area as a living area. So I don't want to load it with lots of pieces of maybe very practical kitchen and storage and things. Since I am a true minimalist, I already have it kind of empty. So that's amazing. I was able to put all the things I had in my nightstands that you may remember from my minivan. I was able to put all of that in my cabinets up there, and everything is there. My clothes, my vitamins, my everything, my pantry. The only thing is I bought a little cabinet on wheels to contain my to contain my kitchen, like my pans and my cutlery and my plate, the one plate. So if I need it, I can roll it to wherever I want it. I can cook on it, and it's very sturdy and very practical, but I don't need to have a fixed kitchen. So that is the way I imagine this, and I know it's going to work for me because, again, the main concept is a living area that allows me to breathe, to work, to gather with friends. I cannot imagine anything better for my liking. So, after I decided, okay, I will buy it, it was super nice to be able to negotiate with them because they were really motivated and they did come down significantly. So I bought it and I decided, okay, I'm going to take a room in a hotel because I will have to strategically move my things around. Ideally, I thought I will park Big Beluga and Little Beluga side to side in the parking lot, and I will transfer things. But it didn't work like that. Of course, nothing works as we plan, ever. So I took Big Beluga to the mechanic, where she stayed for 2 days, and I needed to sell Little Beluga. So I brought everything from Little Beluga into the hotel room, and that was exhausting. Luckily, there was one of these big dollies that the doormen in hotels, the bell guys, used to put suitcases to bring. The hotel was horrible. I don't care. It worked for me. The room was spacious enough so I could put everything in there, the toilet, the 2 nightstands, all my belongings, everything was there. I emptied Little Beluga, and I had gone in earlier in the day, I had gone to, the mechanic told me, go to CarMax. They are here in town and they may pay you a little bit more. I went there and I had my first horrible surprise because they only offered, I think it was $1,400 for Little Beluga. It's ridiculous. I had taken care of that van like gold, and they didn't offer more than that. They're a ripoff. So I thought, okay, no problem. I have a plan B. I am going to call Carvana, who will pick it up from me, take it, and pay me. They did offer a little more. I think it was $2,500, but I had to drive it. They said, I didn't do it. I had to drive it 320 miles to the town where they can receive it. They don't send a vehicle everywhere. No, they have hubs. And I would have had to drive it all the way 320 miles, and then I had to take an Uber back to Lubbock. That was ridiculous. So of course I didn't do it. And Joy, very wisely, she said, put an ad on the marketplace on Facebook. Oh, but that is going to take forever and they are not going to pay me what I would like to. You may be surprised, she said. Maybe you sell it tomorrow. So I put the ad for the same amount I was paying for this one, and offers started to come in immediately. Some of them were flaky, some of them were not serious, they were playing around, of course. But 2 days after that, a person came, they were very serious, they loved it, and they took it away. So, and they paid me right there. So of course I called insurance. I insured a Big Beluga. They had no idea how to quote the price. They really don't know. So I am still in the process of changing to another company because Progressive is getting progressively more and more expensive. So I have a couple of backup plans. I hope I will get a much better quote for that. And I had to drive it from Lubbock, Texas to Nevada, where I am a resident, to register it. And I found out you have 3 days to drive it legally before you're not legal anymore. So I had to bite the bullet and drive like crazy to get to Nevada. My back didn't like me at all. It was horrible. But it drives amazing. On the road, I was driving along Highway 40. On the road, I got to 85 easily just to test it. Of course, I tried to stay under 75, 70 to try to have better gas mileage, because that is something I will miss from the other Beluga. Little Beluga would give me, on a good highway, it would give me 30 easy, 30 miles a gallon. This one, it's about, they estimate about 17, 18. So I think I think so. But yes, I'm going to miss that. But on the other hand, I am not going to be going everywhere like crazy as I did in the first 2 years. Now I want to stay put more. So it's going to compensate. That part doesn't worry me too much. If you don't know Tim, his channel is More Bang for Your Buck. No, More Bang for Your Buck. He's amazing. He has a beautiful channel where he works on minivans, and he knows the price of everything and how to make it better. And he did a tour of this van that is going to be the first official tour that you will see. I will show you step by step all the details and all the changes I have done and I want to still do, so you learn every little detail. But Tim is uploading the video, the tour, so you can see it. It was a fun day with Tim doing the tour. It was so much fun. So yeah, don't miss that one. I will link it in the description, and that is going to be the official tour of the van. That is why I say Tim should be the godfather of this van, because the first tour was his. And finally, I just made a list of the pros and cons of buying this van over the one I had or something else. And I wanted to read you the pros and cons in case you are thinking of doing something similar. Again, among the pros, it was the many things it has already in it, like the storage and the beautiful woodwork. I mean, I really like it a lot. But it has electric mirrors, electric windows, an air conditioner that works amazing. All the technicalities you want in a good vehicle where you drive and live, it has it. It has all of those things. The leather chairs are amazing. That was, oh my gosh, that was such a good finding. The only problem is I had to add a little roll here, a memory foam neck pillow. I will put the description in the video, because of course these chairs were designed for big guys driving these vans 25 years ago, and my head doesn't make contact with the headrest unless I put it totally inclined, in which my back is not comfortable. So I had a gap between my neck and the headrest. English is failing me. I'm tired. So that little pillow is amazing. It fills that gap perfect. The whole thing is in great condition. There is a couple of teeny little thingies outside that I couldn't care less about, because you know in Texas there is hail, and yes, there are a couple of dents that look like hail. They look okay. They don't look like hell. They look like hail. Oh my gosh, my English is failing me for real. It has a couple of teeny little dents here and there, and I don't care. I will take pride in making it better by myself. I will work on that, and you will learn. The tires still have 60% of their life to go. No rust, zero rust whatsoever. That's the good thing about buying in the south compared to the north, because all vehicles in the north, because of the salt in the highways, they are rusty. This one is in perfect condition. It has so much space. I have so much more space than I had in Little Beluga. I have a wider bed now. I didn't remember what it was to have a bed, at least a twin size. Well, remember, I had a 23-inch wide mattress. Now I have a twin size that I had to cut a little short, yes, but it's an amazing bed. I'm loving that. And I can sit up. I can work here. And I can even sit up in bed. So if I want to stay in bed with a hot cocoa on a cold day, I can stay there. I can sit up, which was not that easy in the minivan. The cons are not really cons. There's a lot of little things I will have to fix, but that happens with all vehicles. So I am trying to be very patient with her, because she's 25, and that is not the same as human ears. In car ears, she's like 90. So she's slower. It's okay. I want to save gas, and I am all in favor of a slower life. So she's a little slower, and we are good with that. I have to fix teeny little things in the paint. I have to change one of the rain guards that is broken. It's a little bit here and there, but it's going to be like arts and crafts. I'm okay with that. The locks, first thing is going to be the locks, because it has a remote to lock and unlock, but it not always works. I guess it is low in battery, but still, they don't work at the same time. So it's kind of funny. I want something more consistent. So that is one of the things that I will do sooner, I guess. And that's it. There are no cons. I am so happy I have all this space. I can stand up. Probably not totally tall, because I am 5'7" and I think this is 5'6". I can stand up. In the minivan, I was folded into. I love it. I love it. I am really inspired by the many details that I love. So maybe it's not modern. I am not modern either. Maybe it is not new. I am not new either. It just needs a little tender loving care and patience. I do need that too. But it has a lot of space that will allow me to do my thing, which is just exist peacefully, happily, in the good places that I already love, and hopefully gather many, many, many times with my amazing friends here. It will allow me to enjoy those sunsets from the comfort of being in here and not out there in the wind or the rain, you know what I mean. I found a fantastic vehicle for a very, very little amount of money. I will let you guess how much I paid for Big Beluga in comments, because I don't know, I want to have fun with this. Give me your best estimate. It is in great condition, many things were done new, and the things I will do are just cosmetic because I want to do them my way. But I didn't pay too much. But I am very, 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 very happy, and you will see a lot more of Big Beluga because she is ready to join these videos. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for the support. You are amazing people. Thank you. And I am looking forward to seeing many of you at the RTR in January. And who knows, maybe we are going to gather inside of Beluga to just have great conversations. Thank you very much for everything. Thank you for all you do. Thank you. Have a great day. Take care.
When there's no hope hiding, no chance concealing what deep down I felt for you.